Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. So I'm a pretty happy girl because we just got back from our trip to Lancaster last week and I got a pretty good amount of footage that I get to share with you, and today's video is about the top 10 best foods I ate during that trip. It's hard to find time to do everything you want and go everywhere you want to go, but we did try some new places, so I'm pretty excited about that. And of course, stop at some of our favorites. But these are the foods I feel warrant some attention and some recommendations, so let's just dig in. At number 10 is the gluten-free chocolate cake from Shady Maple. It can be quite difficult to find really yummy gluten-free options, and because this was actually quite good, I thought it deserved a mention on this list. It was very moist and rich. It was really quite delicious, and of course there are lots of foods that are great there. There's nothing I had there that was bad, but this just kind of stood out to me because it's a different option than I'm used to seeing there. Okay, so coming at number 9 is the fresh homemade butter that we made at Old Windmill Farm. So we did a private tour there. It was really fun. Learned a lot, saw a lot. But at the end, Jesse, the man in charge of the farm, had helped us make homemade butter, and I had never done that ever. And so we did that, and then we got to taste it right away, and it was like really, really good. I've never had freshly made butter. It was delicious. So that was a fun surprise, and definitely something I think is worth checking out. And they also sell it there if you ever want to buy it. So very, very good butter. Next at number 8 is the steamed shrimp from Miller's. So yes, I finally went to Miller's, and we'll be doing like a full review video on that trip. But for now, I'm giving them props for their steamed shrimp. You don't get that everywhere. It's kind of a way to stand out in Lancaster. They have both seasoned and regular, and they're both very, very good. At number 7 is Shoo-fly pie from an Amish run stand in the middle of Roots Outside Market. So it's not very good instructions, but there's this one little strip kind of right outside Building 6. Actually, if you just leave Building 6 and look straight ahead, there's this stand with all these Amish baked goods and desserts, and we have gotten food from them for years. I don't even know what they're called, but that's where it is. It was very, very good. One of the best Shoo-fly pies I've had in Lancaster. Good enough, again, to make this list. So, very good Shoo-fly pie. Coming at number 6 is Birmingham Bakery's mini Whoopie Pies. So, of course, you can buy Whoopie Pies all over Lancaster, and they have all different assortments and flavors. But these are the mini ones at Birmingham. I really think they're probably the sweetest ones in the land. They're really, really sweet. So if you love sweet Whoopie Pies, this is where you go for them. And I like that they're small because really they're so sweet that one little bite packs quite a big punch. So it'll definitely satisfy your sweet tooth if you are in the mood for something yummy. Okay, so the top 5, and these are all very, very good, I must say. Kind of in a league of their own. But let's just start with number 5. It is the mac and cheese from Miller's. So this is another food that you can get everywhere in Lancaster. I grew up on mac and cheese with stewed tomatoes, and they had these exact 2 foods there next to each other on the buffet. But the mac and cheese at Miller's, I will say, stands out to me from all the other ones I've ever had in Lancaster because it was really homemade. Like, it was nothing unnatural. My kids love Kraft, so I'm not judging. They still love Kraft over everything else, but this was really good homemade mac and cheese, and I will say probably the best I've had out of all the Lancaster buffets. It's extremely good, very, very creamy and savory, and I just loved it. So number 4, we're going to go back to Roots for a food, and this will probably surprise you too, but it's Fink's French fries, and they have been around since before the 80s, I believe, or at least in the 80s. They've been around for a while, and we've gotten French fries there many, many times over the years, and the day we went, it was so hot, and I did not want anything hot, but my mom and dad got this, and I was like, all right, I'll have a couple. I was like, oh yeah, these are really good. I forgot how good they were, and they're exceptional French fries. If you ever at Roots on a Tuesday and you're hungry, try some French fries. They're super good. They've been around for a long time. Okay, coming at number 3, we're heading over to Lidditz, and this was a fun visit for me because I have not been there, and I'm going to get into another video about that eventually. But for now, we're going to talk about the peanut butter meltaways from Wilbur Chocolates in Lidditz, and they were extremely good. Just fresh chocolate and rich and creamy peanut butter, and I really was just so happy. They were delicious. And honestly, I've had so many different kinds of peanut butter chocolate meltaways over the years. I don't even know all of them, but this will stand out to me forever. This and the one at Birmingham Farmers Market. They have really good stands in there too. They were super, super, super good. Alright, we're to the top 2, and ironically they're from the same exact place, and we are still in Lidditz. They're from the Tomato Pie Café, and I had not been there before. I had heard of it, and I was excited to try it with my parents. And we went there, and we were just like pretty blown away by the food here. And so number 2 was the actual tomato pie that they're known for. I had never had tomato pie, didn't know what to expect, but it was really good. Their pie crust was so flaky and yummy and buttery, and then the inside was this delicious melted cheese, rich cheese, and fresh tomatoes, and it was just a savory delight. So I was happily surprised because I had never tried it before, but I really, really loved it, and I highly recommend going there and trying it. Okay, and at number 1 was the blueberry lemon curd muffin from the Tomato Pie Café. So this is the dish that absolutely knocked my socks off. I had the same reaction to this as I did to the peanut butter pie that won last year's list at Diener's. They take an already delicious homemade muffin, put some butter on it, and grill it until that butter like soaks through and makes the muffin into like a melt in your mouth experience. It is so buttery and smooth, unlike any muffin I have ever had. Our waitress said to us that day that they have probably changed the way we will want to eat muffins forever, and she is absolutely right. Like, it just is, eating muffins will never be the same again. That bar has been set super high, and it was so good. It just sounds like simple, but it was so good. So yeah, the best thing I ate, honestly, there, the entire trip. And I will be doing like a little video on this place because it was just so quintessential small town cafe. It was such a neat place to stop, and I loved it, and I can't wait to talk about some more. So that's it, my top 10. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get to try some. If you do, let me know. Let me know what you think. Tell me your favorites in the comments. I love to hear about food. I never get tired of hearing about food. So thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you haven't. That's a great way to support me. And enjoy your next adventure.